Everything changed the day I saw that tiny, blinking red light. My room had always been my sanctuary, the one place in our shared apartment where I could just be myself. After a long day, I'd collapse onto my bed, scroll through my phone, and decompress. It was a ritual, but that night, something felt off. A strange, almost imperceptible shift in the air. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the feeling of being watched was overwhelming. I sat up, scanning the familiar walls, the posters I'd had since college, the cluttered bookshelf. And then I saw it. Tucked away in the corner, nestled between a dusty succulent and a stack of old books, was a tiny black cube. It was a hidden camera, and it was pointing directly at my bed. A cold dread washed over me, so intense it felt like ice water flooding my veins. My mind immediately went to the darkest places. Was it a stalker? Had someone broken in? Then, a more sickening thought emerged. My roommate, Mark. We'd been living together for a year. He was a bit quiet, kind of awkward, but I never imagined he could do something like this. The betrayal felt like a physical blow. How long had it been there? What had it seen? My sanctuary was violated, and my trust was shattered into a million pieces. I had to be smart about this. I couldn't just confront him without proof that he was the one who planted it. Panicked, I grabbed my laptop and started digging. I researched the camera model, learning how to access its stored footage. My hands were shaking so violently I could barely type. The tutorial said it usually connected to a local Wi-Fi network and saved files to a cloud account or a microSD card. I managed to gently pry the device from its hiding spot, my heart pounding with each movement. Terrified he'd walk in and catch me. Inside, there was a tiny memory card. This was it. This was the proof I needed. I felt a surge of righteous anger mixed with sheer terror. I imagined the confrontation, the police, the inevitable, ugly fallout of our friendship. I inserted the card into a reader, my breath hitched in my throat as the file directory loaded. There were dozens of video files, all time-stamped. The earliest one was from 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. He had been watching me for 2 weeks. I clicked on the most recent file, bracing myself for the worst, for the violation I was about to witness. The video player opened, but what I saw wasn't what I expected at all. The footage was blurry at first, then it focused, but it wasn't on my bed. The camera was angled oddly, pointed more towards the window and the fire escape just outside it. The timestamp was from the previous night, around 3 a.m. I fast-forwarded through the grainy, silent footage. Nothing, just the dark outline of my window frame. Then, a shape moved. A figure, silhouetted against the streetlights, was slowly, carefully trying to jimmy my window open. My blood ran cold. It was a burglar. I watched, mesmerized and horrified, as the lock gave way and the window slid silently upwards. The figure started to climb in, and just as their leg cleared the sill, the distinct sound of my apartment's front door unlocking echoed through the room. The figure on the fire escape froze, then scrambled back out the window and disappeared into the night. A moment later, the video showed my bedroom door creaking open. It was Mark. He looked exhausted, just getting home from his late shift at the restaurant. He glanced around the room, then his eyes landed on the slightly ajar window. A look of pure panic crossed his face. He rushed over, secured the lock, and then his gaze fell directly on the hidden camera. He walked towards it, a strange expression on his face, not guilt, but something like relief. I kept digging through the files. I found another clip from a week prior, showing the same shadowy figure testing the window. And then I found the very first video from 2 weeks ago. It was footage of Mark, his face tight with anxiety, setting up the camera. He kept adjusting it, muttering to himself, "Just need to see if he comes back. Just need to keep her safe." It wasn't about watching me. It was about watching out for me. He had suspected someone was trying to break in and was too scared or embarrassed to tell me, afraid I'd think he was crazy or overreacting. So he took matters into his own hands, creating a silent, secret neighborhood watch with a single, tiny camera. The weight of my accusation, the betrayal I had felt just moments before, came crashing down on me, replaced by an overwhelming wave of gratitude and shame. He wasn't a predator, he was my protector. I walked into the living room, camera in hand. Mark was on the couch, and he looked up, his face instantly pale when he saw what I was holding. He opened his mouth to speak, to explain, but I didn't let him. I just walked over and wrapped my arms around him. After a long moment, I pulled back and said, "Thank you. The confusion on his face slowly melted into understanding. We ended up talking for hours, and he showed me the police report he'd filed anonymously with the video evidence. It turned out my best friend was hiding something from me, but it wasn't a dark secret. It was a quiet act of courage, and I learned that sometimes the things we fear the most are just shadows cast by the people trying to keep us safe. Subscribe for more impactful stories.